Eric Ralls on the power of curiosity. Why asking better questions drives better science. Curiosity has long been the spark behind humanity's greatest scientific discoveries. Before every breakthrough, there is a question, often a simple one, that encourages people to observe more carefully, challenge assumptions, and explore possibilities that others may have overlooked. In an age where information is more abundant than ever, the ability to ask thoughtful questions has become just as important as finding answers. Modern audiences encounter scientific headlines every day, yet not every headline tells the full story. Research evolves, evidence accumulates over time, and understanding grows through careful investigation rather than instant conclusions. Developing the habit of questioning information thoughtfully allows people to become more informed readers and more engaged participants in conversations about science and the world around them. Eric Ralls has consistently emphasized this evidence-based approach through his work in science communication and environmental journalism. Rather than encouraging readers to react to sensational claims, his philosophy highlights the value of curiosity, careful observation, and a willingness to follow evidence wherever it leads. By making complex scientific topics approachable, Eric Ralls demonstrates that science is not simply a collection of facts but an ongoing process driven by thoughtful exploration and continual learning. Why curiosity is the foundation of science. Every major scientific advancement begins with someone asking a meaningful question. Whether exploring distant galaxies, studying ecosystems, or examining microscopic organisms, researchers start by wondering how something works or why something occurs. Curiosity transforms everyday observations into opportunities for discovery. Many of history's most important innovations emerged because individuals challenged accepted assumptions. Rather than accepting conventional wisdom without examination, scientists looked deeper, tested ideas, and remained open to new evidence. This willingness to revise understanding based on reliable information remains one of science's greatest strengths. Scientific curiosity is often misunderstood as an innate talent possessed by only a select few. In reality, curiosity is a skill that can be cultivated throughout life. Asking follow-up questions, seeking multiple sources of information, and maintaining an open mind all strengthen the habit of inquiry. Children naturally display this instinct through constant questioning, but adults can continue developing the same mindset by remaining willing to learn. Eric Ralls frequently highlights that meaningful learning is not about collecting isolated facts. Instead, it involves understanding relationships, recognizing patterns, and appreciating how new discoveries fit within broader scientific knowledge. This perspective encourages readers to embrace uncertainty not as a weakness but as an invitation to explore. Questioning assumptions should never be mistaken for rejecting evidence. Instead, responsible inquiry requires examining available information carefully while remaining willing to adjust conclusions when stronger evidence emerges. This balanced approach strengthens scientific understanding and encourages lifelong intellectual growth. Critical thinking in the information age. Today's digital landscape offers extraordinary access to information, yet abundance does not always guarantee accuracy. News stories, research summaries, videos, and social media posts compete for attention, making it increasingly important for readers to evaluate information thoughtfully before accepting it as fact. This is where critical thinking in science becomes especially valuable. Critical thinking encourages individuals to examine evidence, consider context, and distinguish between well-supported conclusions and speculation. Rather than accepting every claim at face value, informed readers ask practical questions. What evidence supports this conclusion? Who conducted the research? Has the finding been independently verified? Does the headline accurately reflect the underlying study? Healthy skepticism and curiosity complement one another. Curiosity motivates people to seek answers, while skepticism encourages careful evaluation of those answers. Together, these habits create a more informed public that is less likely to be influenced by incomplete or misleading information. Understanding credible sources also plays an essential role. Scientific knowledge advances through peer review, ongoing research, and transparent methods that allow findings to be tested and refined over time. Reliable reporting helps audiences appreciate that science is an evolving process rather than a series of permanent conclusions. Eric Ralls has consistently advocated for presenting scientific developments with appropriate context. Rather than oversimplifying complex discoveries, thoughtful science communication helps readers understand both what researchers know and what questions remain unanswered. This balanced perspective builds trust while encouraging deeper engagement with scientific topics. Ultimately, critical thinking empowers individuals far beyond the classroom. It strengthens everyday decision-making, encourages informed discussions, and promotes a culture where evidence carries greater weight than assumptions. The role of science journalism serves as an important bridge between researchers and the public. Scientific studies often contain technical language and specialized data that can be difficult for general audiences to interpret. Skilled journalists translate these findings into accessible stories without sacrificing accuracy or nuance. Responsible reporting requires more than summarizing new discoveries. It involves explaining why research matters, acknowledging limitations, and placing individual findings within the broader scientific landscape. Context helps readers understand that scientific progress usually occurs through many incremental discoveries rather than dramatic breakthroughs. Avoiding sensationalism is equally important. Headlines designed solely to attract attention may oversimplify research or create unrealistic expectations. Responsible journalism instead prioritizes clarity, accuracy, and evidence, enabling readers to form informed conclusions based on reliable information. Within environmental journalism, this responsibility becomes even more significant. Environmental topics often involve interconnected systems that benefit from thoughtful explanation rather than simplistic narratives. Effective reporting helps audiences appreciate how ecosystems function, why biodiversity matters, and how scientific research contributes to a better understanding of the natural world. Eric Ralls has consistently supported an approach to science communication that emphasizes education over excitement alone. By encouraging readers to look beyond headlines and engage with the evidence behind scientific discoveries, his work reflects the belief that informed audiences make stronger long-term decisions. This commitment reinforces the broader purpose of journalism, helping people better understand the world through accurate, balanced, and accessible information. Inspiring the next generation of scientists. Scientific curiosity flourishes when people feel empowered to ask questions without fear of being wrong. Encouraging curiosity from an early age helps young people develop confidence, creativity, and resilience, qualities that extend well beyond science classrooms. Education should also emphasize inquiry over memorization. Learning becomes more engaging when students investigate, experiment, and discover rather than simply recalling information. Asking why and how encourages deeper understanding and prepares learners to adapt as knowledge continues to evolve. Curiosity should not end with formal education. Adults benefit equally from maintaining a lifelong interest in learning. Reading broadly, exploring nature, visiting museums, and engaging with reliable scientific reporting all help sustain intellectual growth throughout life. Eric Ralls has frequently highlighted the importance of making science accessible to wider audiences. By presenting complex topics in clear, engaging language, science communicators help remove barriers that might otherwise discourage curiosity. This inclusive approach supports scientific literacy while demonstrating that meaningful learning remains available to everyone, regardless of age or background. Why curiosity benefits everyone? Curiosity offers practical benefits that extend far beyond scientific discovery. People who actively seek new knowledge often make more informed decisions because they evaluate information carefully before reaching conclusions. This thoughtful approach improves problem-solving in both personal and professional settings. Curiosity also strengthens environmental awareness. Paying closer attention to local ecosystems encourages greater appreciation for biodiversity and the interconnectedness of the natural world. Understanding these relationships fosters informed conversations about conservation, sustainability, and responsible stewardship. Communities benefit when curiosity becomes a shared value. Asking respectful questions promotes dialogue, encourages collaboration, and helps people understand perspectives supported by evidence. Rather than reinforcing assumptions, curiosity creates opportunities for constructive learning. Innovation likewise depends upon curiosity. Businesses, educators, researchers, and entrepreneurs all rely on the willingness to question existing methods and explore new possibilities. Progress rarely comes from repeating familiar approaches, it emerges through thoughtful experimentation guided by reliable evidence. Throughout his work in science communication and environmental journalism, Eric Ralls has demonstrated that curiosity serves as a practical tool for lifelong learning. By encouraging audiences to investigate rather than simply consume information, he reinforces the idea that asking better questions often leads to better understanding. This mindset strengthens scientific literacy while supporting more informed public engagement across a wide range of topics. Looking ahead, science advances because people continue asking thoughtful questions. Every generation builds upon previous discoveries by remaining open to new evidence, refining existing knowledge, and exploring unanswered mysteries with curiosity and humility. That process will remain essential as society continues to navigate an increasingly complex and information-rich world. Eric Ralls exemplifies this philosophy through his ongoing commitment to responsible science communication, environmental journalism, and evidence-based exploration. His work reflects the belief that meaningful scientific understanding grows not from sensational headlines but from careful observation, thoughtful inquiry, and a genuine desire to learn. As scientific knowledge continues to evolve, one principle remains constant: better questions create better opportunities for discovery. By nurturing curiosity throughout life, individuals become more informed readers, more engaged citizens, and more thoughtful participants in the shared pursuit of understanding the world. In that sense, curiosity is far more than a starting point for science. It is a lifelong habit that continues to illuminate new possibilities with every question asked.